Imagine the greatest potential you can imagine of your mind. What does it look like? Imagine the best state you can imagine your mind expanding to, consciousness going to. What would it look like? Imagine just being a happy state. You'd be happy all the time. You wouldn't have any worries, right? You'd be kind, compassionate. What would you be? Okay, let us look at consciousness for a second, okay? Let's look at consciousness. Right now, I'm conscious of somebody coughing over there, right? I'm conscious of your face right now, right? While I'm looking at your face, am I able to look at her face? Right? I can't, right? I can't. Now I've shifted my consciousness. Does that mean that you don't exist anymore? To you, you exist, right? But to me, maybe you don't exist anymore. Now maybe only me and her. There's no other universe. Everything gone, blurred out. Now you exist. Now you exist, right? So consciousness is actually scientifically proven to be one, like a film, one thought at a time. We can't think of multiple things. Yeah, it could be microseconds, but they're one at a time. Now what stilling the neocortex does is it allows you to kind of evade space-time and say, I am the observer watching myself looking at her. Right? Yes? So what we're training to do is we're training to do that, which is that we first learn to observe ourselves being, and then we introduce an intention. This is what we try to do. The limbic region controls our emotions, and that means that everything that most of the things you see wrong in your life or right in your life are a product of that region of the brain, right? The neocortex analyzes them, and the frontal lobe tells you instructions what to do, and the parietal lobe here interferes with telling the body what to do. So you have this whole system going on, right? And I think that what meditation asks you to do is to lower the impact of those two higher brains completely and come back to your reptilian brain as the starting point to look upwards, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to reduce the activity of the neocortex first, right? Decreasing limbic also. That means when they talk about witness and observer, right? What they're asking you to do is to be limbic, control your limbic. Don't react, don't express anger, don't get emotionally attached, right? You're controlling that, right? So the more we are able to train the lizard, the reptilian in us, right? It's like a place we go back to and from where we start, right? And that reptilian is also responsible for us running, fleeing, reproducing. All that comes from the reptilian, right? Our animal instincts, right? So we're saying we want to control our animal instinct, we want to understand our emotion, and then we want to apply our brain to it with intention. So the Buddhists call it vipassana and samatha, right? Which is the idea of stilling the mind, calm down, and then with intention throwing that pebble in, right? So you want to learn how to still first before you can throw the pebble in. If you want to look for the third eye, it's not an eye. Sure. It is a place in the brain which seems to have eye-like qualities, but it's actually much more than that. It's the whole system around it. How the spine sends up energy, how it opens, how it deals with the rest of the whole area in that region, right? The hippocampus, all of that, how it goes there. I think we're beginning to understand that more and more. There are foods you can eat, you have to reduce fluoride in your diet. There are different things, 4 or 5 things you can do, right, that decalcify the pineal. The yogic way is sometimes called the Jyoti mudra, or a different mudra, where you hold your eyes and you breathe into your stomach while holding your eyes and you look up. Now, by looking up there, that begins the process of focusing your mind, right? and that starts to chip away at, it's a metaphor. You're cleaning it by looking, right? Sun gazing also does it, right? Early morning, first hour after sunrise, first hour before sunset. Don't do it any other time, right? Going outside, just looking at the sun for 10, 20 seconds, then close your eyes, do your mantra, do your prayer, whatever you want to do, right? That works, right? The fluoride diet, right? Superfoods like spirulina. Kale is also very good. Kale juice is also very good. You want to, I take spirulina. See, since serotonin is in the stomach, right? We want to do it in such a way that the stomach is the beginning of happiness, right? So, you know, choose your food not as if, like, don't become a vegetarian. I'm not saying that, you know. I'm saying, listen to your stomach, what digests well, what doesn't digest well. You know, Joseph Campbell, who's one of my favorite teachers of all time, used to eat steak and drink wine until he was 93, you know, and then he dropped dead, happily. You know, so it's all relative, right? You know, it's all relative. It's all relative. So you got to choose your lifestyle, right? But I think that one of the things they found with pineal gland activation, right, is sit in darkness. That opens it up also, okay? So shut yourself off, light a candle, and just look at the candle. In fact, one of the techniques we use is candle, right? Staring at the sun in early morning. Natural ways, right? The breathing techniques, right? These actually activate it, right? And it decalcifies just by being active. See, the thing is that, like, I did martial arts for a very long time, right? Aikido. And at first it was so hard. I wanted to quit, you know, knee hurting, pain, come back from exercise 3 times a week, beaten up, hated it, right? Then I got better, and I got better. And suddenly I was able to sit still in meditation for half an hour. I was able to do my job, my work better. I was able to suddenly more productive. I didn't know why, right? I don't know why. So what did I get? The journey of doing the martial arts led to a better version of me than I was before, right? In some way. Version 2.0, little bit improved, slightly improved, right? Now, the idea of super consciousness, the idea of any kind of consciousness, is that sitting here, am I aware of how you feel? You know, are you and I connected heart to heart? You know, if you don't think about that, it's not going to connect. I feel it, but by me and him connecting, you're feeling it. So you become a magician of energy and consciousness and mind. So, and then once you become a magician, how can you go back to being a mere mortal anymore? That you do it because you have no idea of the human potential you're tapping into in yourself when you try. And when you expand that human potential, right, everything in life becomes better. Because when your heart is active, right, are you not the sweetest, gentlest person possible? Are you not compassionate and kind, and nobody gets an angry word out of you, you know? But maybe an hour later you kick them in the butt, but during that hour you're like bliss, you know? You feel heart, you're giving your heart, right? It would be nice if you could cultivate that 24 hours a day, that state.